Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me say this. I appreciate y'all being here today because, let's be honest, some folks don't want to hear about self-improvement. Some folks are just fine staying the same, doing the same things, complaining about the same problems and wondering why their life ain't changing. But not y'all. Y'all showed up, which means you're looking for something better. You want growth. And that's the first step. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. If you wake up every morning already feeling defeated, already expecting the worst, already telling yourself you can't do it, then guess what? You're going to get exactly what you expect. Your mind is a powerful thing, and if you allow negativity to take control, it will shape your reality in ways you don't even realize. Some people walk around wondering why their life never changes, why they keep struggling, why things never seem to go their way. But if you listen to how they talk, you'll find the answer real quick. They wake up saying, man, today's gonna be rough. They go to work saying, I can't stand this job. They look at their bank account and say, I'm always broke. And then at the end of the day, they sit back and say, see, I told you. But they don't realize they spoke all of that into existence. Life will give you what you ask for. If you keep calling trouble, trouble will come. If you keep expecting failure, failure will find you. If you keep saying you can't, you won't. It's that simple. Now, I know some people hear this and say, well, that's just being realistic. Let me tell you something. Being realistic has never changed anybody's life. Being realistic has never made anyone successful. Being realistic keeps you exactly where you are. You got to start thinking bigger. You got to start expecting better. You got to start speaking life into your situation instead of death. The words you say, the thoughts you think, the attitudes you carry, it all matters. If you want to change your life, you got to change the way you talk to yourself. Instead of waking up saying, I don't feel like going to work, wake up and say, thank God I got a job. Instead of looking at your problems and saying, why me? Start saying, this is just a challenge I'm going to overcome. Instead of complaining about what you don't have, start being grateful for what you do. Gratitude shifts your whole perspective. It puts you in a mindset of abundance instead of lack. And when you operate from a place of abundance, you start attracting better things into your life. Some of y'all don't even realize how powerful your words are because you've been speaking the wrong ones for so long. You've been saying, I'll never be successful. I'll never get out of debt. I'll never lose this weight. And you don't realize that your brain is listening. Your brain believes what you tell it. If you keep reinforcing negativity, your brain will find ways to prove you right. But if you start telling yourself, I am capable, I will succeed, I am worthy of good things, then your brain starts looking for ways to make those things happen. Now, this ain't some magic trick. It doesn't mean you say positive words today and wake up rich tomorrow. But what it does mean is that over time, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you show up in the world will start to change. And when that happens, opportunities start coming your way that you never even saw before. When you shift your mindset, you open doors you didn't even know existed. But let's be real, it's not always easy. Some of y'all grew up in environments where negativity was the norm. Maybe you had people telling you your whole life that you wouldn't be nothing. Maybe you were surrounded by people who complained about everything, who blamed the world for their problems, who never believed in themselves. And now you've picked up those habits without even realizing it. That's not your fault, but staying in that mindset is your choice. At some point, you have to decide that you're not going to let your past dictate your future. At some point, you have to take control of the way you think and start rewriting your story. You don't have to wait for some big event to start thinking differently. You don't have to wait for life to get easier before you decide to have a better attitude. You can start right now, today, in this very moment. The next time a negative thought comes into your head, catch it. Replace it with something better. The next time you feel like complaining, stop yourself and find something to be grateful for instead. The next time you're about to say, I can't, change it to, I will figure this out. This ain't about ignoring reality. This ain't about pretending everything is perfect. This is about taking control of the one thing you do have power over, your mind. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can't always change your circumstances overnight, but you can change the way you think about them. And when you change your thoughts, your actions start to follow. And when your actions change, your results change. It all starts with your mindset. Self-improvement is not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about taking small steps every single day. The biggest mistake people make when they try to better themselves is thinking they have to do everything at once. They want to go from broke to wealthy, from unhealthy to fit, from lost to successful, all in one giant leap. But life doesn't work that way. The people who succeed, the people who truly grow, understand that progress is built brick by brick, step by step. The secret to becoming better is consistency, not perfection. Too many people wait for the perfect time to start. They wait until Monday, the first of the month, the new year, or until everything in their life is lined up just right. But there is no perfect time. There's only right now. Every single day is an opportunity to move forward, even if it's just by a little bit. You don't need to take massive action all at once. You just need to be better today than you were yesterday, even if it's by the smallest amount. That's how real change happens. The problem is most people don't see progress fast enough, so they quit. They start eating healthy, but after a week the scale doesn't move, so they give up. They start reading books, but after a month they don't feel any different, so they stop. They start working on their goals, but because they don't see immediate success, they think it's not working. What they don't realize is that improvement is like planting a seed. You don't see anything at first. It's underground, growing roots, building a foundation, and if you quit watering it too soon, you'll never get to see the results. Small steps compound over time. Doing one push-up a day might not seem like much, but in a year, that's 365 push-ups. Reading just 10 pages a day doesn't feel like a lot, but in a year you finish multiple books. Saving just a little money every week might not seem life-changing, but over time it builds. The problem is, most people underestimate the power of small actions. They think if they're not making huge moves, they're not making any progress at all. But success isn't about going big once. It's about showing up consistently. Some people tell themselves, well, I don't have time. But everybody has time for what they make a priority. You don't need 3 hours a day to work on yourself. You just need to start where you are with what you have and do what you can. If you don't have an hour to work out, do 10 minutes. If you don't have time to read a whole book, read a page. If you don't have the energy to make big changes, make small ones. It all adds up. Excuses are easy, but improvement requires effort. And the truth is, it's not always going to be fun. Growth is uncomfortable. It's frustrating. It requires discipline. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when you want to quit. Days when it seems pointless. But that's when it matters most. Anybody can be motivated for a day or a week. But the ones who succeed are the ones who keep going even when they don't feel like it. They understand that progress isn't always visible right away. One of the most powerful things you can do is track your progress. Sometimes people don't realize how far they've come because they're too focused on how far they have to go. But when you look back and see that you're doing better today than you were last month, last year, or even last week, it reminds you that the process is working. Improvement isn't about reaching a destination. It's about moving in the right direction. People also make the mistake of comparing themselves to others. They look at someone who's ahead of them and feel discouraged, but you don't know their story. You don't know how long they've been working, how many failures they've had, how many small steps they've taken to get where they are. The only person you should be competing with is who you were yesterday. If you're improving even just a little, then you're on the right path. Your habits shape your future. The things you do daily matter more than the things you do once in a while. If you focus on small steps every day, you'll look up one day and realize how far you've come. The key is not to let the lack of immediate results discourage you. You have to trust the process, keep going, and understand that every effort, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. Consistency is the key that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not about talent, luck, or having the perfect plan. It's about showing up every single day and doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Most people get excited in the beginning. They start with passion, motivation, and big goals, but the moment things get tough or they don't see results fast enough, they give up. They think success is about making huge, dramatic changes overnight, but the truth is, it's built through small, repeated actions over time. The people who achieve their goals are the ones who stay consistent even when they don't see progress right away. They understand that improvement is a long game. A bodybuilder doesn't get strong from working out once. A writer doesn't create a masterpiece by writing one page. A successful business isn't built in a day. It's all about showing up day after day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Those small daily efforts compound over time and lead to massive results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is relying on motivation. Motivation is great, but it comes and goes. Some days you wake up feeling fired up, ready to take on the world. Other days you don't want to do anything at all. If you only work towards your goals when you feel like it, you'll never reach them. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. The people who win in life are the ones who do what needs to be done, whether they're in the mood or not. Some people start strong but quit as soon as they hit obstacles. They go to the gym for a few weeks but stop when they don't see results. They start a business but give up when they don't make money right away. They work on themselves but quit when they don't see instant changes. Success doesn't work like that. You have to be willing to stick with it through the hard times. You have to trust the process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who keep going despite the struggles. The best way to stay consistent is to create habits that support your goals. You don't have to rely on willpower if you have systems in place. If you want to get in shape, make exercise a non-negotiable part of your routine. If you want to improve your mindset, read or listen to something positive every day. If you want to achieve financial success, set a habit of saving and managing your money wisely. When something becomes a habit, you do it automatically without overthinking or making excuses. A lot of people set big goals but fail because they don't break them down into daily actions. You don't lose 50 pounds overnight, but you can commit to eating healthy today. You don't become a millionaire overnight, but you can start by managing the money you have better. You don't build confidence overnight, but you can start by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit each day. The key is to focus on what you can do today instead of getting overwhelmed by how far you have to go.